Welcome back to that Absolute Power channel. On today's video, we have some bittersweet news to discuss. One of the killers of 7-year-old Natalia Wallace, who was fatally shot on July 4th, was recently arrested in Chicago. Fortunately, he was taken off of the street. Unfortunately, we had to have the life of a young black girl taken by gun violence. And this guy's name is Reginald Merrill, Reginald Merrill. I'm gonna make sure to plaster this guy's face on this video. I'm probably just gonna have to do a thumbnail. I don't think I have the editing on my particular app to actually put his face on the screen while I make this video. However, I just wanted to say to all the folks who are out there that are still in gangs in the year 2020, you do realize that being in a gang is letting the world know that you cannot think for yourself, right? That's basically what a gang is. A person who does not think for themselves. There was also 3 persons that was in the car, accomplices to this crime, who have not been yet found. And this is the type of bullshit that these guys co-sign, right? Like I said, you could have been in this sort of gang, a group. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gang, but you know what? These guys knew they were on some sort of mission, and because of the mentality of these people who would never say, hey, maybe this is not a good idea, they have to go along with the stupidity. Because why? It's a gang mentality. You do not think for yourself. You go with the stupid ideas that people come up with because you are not a sole person. You do not go solely on your thoughts and your belief, but you go with the group. It's not respectable. It's not respectable at all. We also have the killers who have not been caught yet of the 3-year-old Makai James, who was shot and killed 2 weeks ago. Also the killer of 1-year-old Sincere Gaston, who was shot and killed. The killer has not been caught as well. Also in Chicago, 10-year-old Lena Nunez, who was shot in her grandmother's home, has not been caught as yet. I had something that I kind of came up with in the spur of the moment. I was actually watching somebody's video, and the thought just occurred to me, because this is something that I've been thinking about for a while now. Something to combat and to go side by side with Black Lives Matter. Based on all the actual gun violence that's taking place in the communities and the neighborhoods that we tend to live in. And it's a 3-letter acronym, and it's CTC. And what that stands for is Cancel Thug Culture. CTC. CTC. Cancel Thug Culture. I hope somebody sees this video and basically have this idea catch on. These guys need to be canceled. You see how we're out there right now in this particular time that we're in this post-George Floyd world that I keep on repeating. We're canceling all the Karens, right? We're canceling all the Derricks. And those are the people who are actually harassing and bothering black people who are going about their everyday life, doing normal everyday things, and yet because of the color of their skin or whatever it might be, racial prejudice, these people are harassing black people, people of color, and minorities and such, right? And them being from the dominant society, they get held accountable. Well, these thugs, they need to be held accountable as well, because imagine, 1-year-olds is getting killed. 1 to 10-year-old to 14-year-old, 20-year-olds are getting killed. And we don't want to speak up about that. And you could tell the movement is kind of going forward right now. We're in a era right now where it seems as if everybody wants to protest a cause. When I came up with that idea, I believe I was watching the Iron Sheik on Sanetta's TV, and I pretty much, I just woke up. I was watching it the night before I fell asleep, and I woke up and I noticed the video was it was still there on my phone, and it just came to me right in my head. Cancel thug culture. And he was speaking about the same thing, about the father who was shot in the Bronx while holding his daughter's hand crossing the street. And again, in that same video, if you look at it, guess what? That shooter was shooting from the passenger's side. What does that tell you? He also had an accomplice. You see what I'm talking about? These people who do not think for themselves. They do not think and say to their fellow brethren, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe this is not a right time. Maybe we shouldn't do this. That's what I'm telling you. The group mentality of these so-called black men. I don't let no other black man tell me to do anything wrong. That's why you always see me. You always see me by myself. I don't like to run with a crowd. I don't need it. I don't need the control. I don't need the influence. I don't need none of it. I don't even need the looks. I don't need the vibes. I don't need the mentality. I don't need any of it. I can stand by myself and I do perfectly fine. I take a lot of pride in that, being by myself. But like I said, being in a gang is a person who does not think for themselves. It's very evident when you look at all these crimes. Anyway, I'm not gonna make a long video. I gotta pretty much upload this video and see what I could do as far as plastering this guy's face all over, because he's a goofy ass nigga. That's what you are, a goofy ass nigga. How old are you? Let's say his name again, man. Reginald Merrill. Looks like about a dude in his late 20s or something like that. And I mean, he still haven't learned. We have countless amount of people out there protesting, gathering, trying to say stop the violence. Well, I say cancel thug culture. I've also said in my last few videos some of the things that these guys are, these so-called thugs are putting in their music videos and uploading on social media, YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram. Some of that stuff is gonna come to a point where it's gonna be censored, because it's affecting and harming the black community. It's harming the children, the kids in the black community. And I've said it before, and I know my videos won't get a lot of views. That's okay. People will get to see this eventually. But it has to be a sign from God that's waking everybody up and realizing who they need to be mad at. And it's people who we sometimes listen to as artists, and we dance to their music. We dance to their music while they're preaching death and destruction in their neighborhood. It's not cool. There's a million other ways for people to make a buck, make a dollar. You don't have to be a gangster rapper. Actually, we don't even need no more rappers. I'm sick and tired of rappers, because the imagery that these rappers are putting out is a very negative stereotype of the black man. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need no more rappers. We need some conscious people who could put out some nice podcasts, who have creative content, and and basically will make a name for themselves anywhere on the internet. It's the same thing that rappers have been doing for years, but now through these technologies, social media, we have the means of doing it. So I don't understand why people are still aspiring to become rappers when we know it's such a dangerous career path, if you could even call it a career. And when I've seen countless amount of YouTubers, I'm talking young YouTubers, which actually shock and surprise the hell out of me when I see some of these guys are pulling up in R8s, who are actually financing and owning their own homes just through working and putting out content on YouTube and other social media platforms. But yet we still have people who are trying to become rappers, saying that they were in the street, as if there's something for us to give them a round of applause for. I mean, we get it. You get a little bit of money in the street, but so what? We don't need more rappers. I'm not gonna keep you guys too long. I just thought that I'd come on here. I saw this news this morning, and I thought, well done by the Chicago Police Department to get this fool off the street, because it's been running through my mind a lot. How is it that there's been so much shooting all across the nation of America, including the place where I live as well, which is not in America, it's some parts in Canada, and we haven't seen any arrests of these people. Don't be short-sighted, people. You guys want to defund the police? That's fine. That's just taking some money and resources away from the police. But we're gonna need the police to arrest these bad guys, house these bad guys in the prison facilities, because I don't know of another group of people who is actually willing to go and combat these criminals who are taking the lives of 1-year-old and the lives of all these young children in their neighborhoods. It's gotta stop. And up to some of the ladies who actually love these so-called thugs who are hugging the block, I mean, it's up to you as well. When we say cancel thug culture, it's up to you. You got to play a role in this too. You got to stop co-signing these guys' bullshit. Who else could actually stop co-signing some of these so-called thugs on bullshit? If you see something, as far as just like how you guys record the police, record what you see, put it out there. You could do it anonymously or not. But if you have any opportunity where you see somebody who's openly, whether selling drugs, openly harassing somebody, openly committing a foul sort of crime, it's up to us to cancel that shit. We don't need it. Everybody want to have peace, liberty, and justice. Everybody want to live peacefully. Why should we let somebody else basically stand on the rights of other people? It's not cool. It's not cool. This world is big enough where everybody is able to eat and have a fair share. So on that note, y'all, I'm a ghost, but I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'll leave the link in the description box of the news story where this guy Reginald Merrill was recently arrested for that crime. Thanks for watching. It's the Absolute Power Channel. Peace.